Happy Friday, guys. This is lesson 5, April the 3rd, Trinomials, part 3. So this is how the problems have been looking. They've been looking like x squared minus 17x minus 6. And today what we do is we add a front number. And that's going to automatically make it a little bit harder. That front number is called the leading coefficient. Alright, so here we go. Check for GCF. What number will go into 3, 17, and 6? 1, but that doesn't count. Check your variables. X squared, x the first, or no x's. No x's win. Why? Because it's the smallest exponent. Now, so it's not a GCF problem, so we're going to factor, skip factor. Now, look at the 3. It's a prime number. What's the definition of a prime number? It only has 2 factors, itself and 1. So we don't have much of a choice there. So let's use 3 times 1. So 3 times 1. Now, could you have used 1 times 3? The answer is absolutely. That would have worked too. X squared is x times x. Skip over this middle. We already know how to factor a minus. When I say minus, you say different. And what does different mean? One's a plus, the other one's a minus. And then 2 numbers that give you 6. You're making your list. Now, since we have a front number, leading coefficient, then our list in the back is going to look a little bit different. So you've got to go 1 times 6, but you have to switch those around. You have to use 6 times 1. Now, we haven't been doing that because we didn't have to. You only have to do that switch stuff when you have that front number there. 2 times 3, and then again, because you have this front number, you've got to use 3 times 2 because it's going to give you a different combination of numbers. We're going to try the first one. 1 times 6. Here we go. Now, how do you know if this is right? You do inside and outside of FOIL. You're multiplying. 1 times 1x is 1x. 3x times negative 6 is negative 18x. The signs are different, and you're going to subtract and get negative 17x. And we got lucky because that matches the middle. Okay, that's not going to happen on example 2 though. Okay, so let's keep going. Example 2 looks something like this. You've got 7a squared plus 19a plus 10. Okay, check for a GCF. It doesn't have one. And then you're going to start factoring. Open 2 sets of parentheses. Factor, skip, factor. So 7 is 7 times 1, or 1 times 7. But I'm going to use the 7 first and the 1 second. And then a squared is a times a. Skip over this middle section. You know you do use it, it's just you use it later on to match. You got a plus sign. Well, if minus means different, then plus means the same kind of signs, either plus plus or minus minus. How do you know which one to pick? That is determined by looking back. So we're going to pick pluses. Plus, plus, two numbers that give you 10. So because we have that front number situation, we have to, on our list, we have to switch those numbers. 2 times 5, and then 5 times 2. And I'm just going to start with the top one. 1 times 10. 1 times 10. Now you have to check it to see if it gives you that 19A in the middle. On the inside, you're multiplying. 1 times 1A is 1A. On the outside, you get 7 times 10. So that's 70. Bring down your A. That's going to give you 71A. That does not match the middle. So now we're going to take our 10 and our 1 and we're going to switch that. That's going to become the 10. That's going to become the 1. And we're going to recheck that. Okay, so now we're trying the second one. On the inside, you got 10A. On the outside, you got 7A. That's going to give you 17A. It's close, but doesn't match the middle. So now we're going to try 2 times 5. And let's see if that one works. And this is really guess and check. And you go, is there a better way? Not that I know of. You can search the internet and see if you like a better method. On the inside, you get 2A. 7 times 5 is 35. Bring down the A. That gives you a check of 37A. As you can see, that's not the middle. And you go, well, then you know that last one has to work. Not necessarily. It could not work. And if it doesn't work, then you would say that this trinomial cannot be factored. So that's why you still have to try that last one. 5 times 1 is 5. Bring down the A. 7 times 2 is 14. Bring down the A. Oh, looky there. That does match the middle. So you don't always get the answer on the first try. Now, last one, example 3. Now this is what I do. I usually don't try the 1 factor first. I'll show you. 5x squared minus 33x minus 14. What kind of number is 5? Again, it's prime. What's a prime number? It's a number that only has 2 factors, 1 in itself. And you can use 1 times 5, or you can use 5 times 1. I think I start off with the 5 first. 5 times 1. X squared is x times x. Skip over the middle. A minus sign, when I say minus, you say different. Oh, I should have been a cheerleader. So 1 plus, 1 minus. 14, I'm going to make my list. 1 times 14. Since it's got that front number, I know that I've got to switch those. Because it will actually give you a different combination of numbers. So I'm not going to try the 1 times 14 or the 14 times 1. Usually I try those last. Because normally they don't work. It's usually the other combination that works. That's what I figured out. So I'm going to try the 2 times the 7. And